All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't get to be there today, but I'm going to try to help you make sure you understand everything that we talked about as best as possible. We talked about the Polygon angle sum theorem, both the interior angles and the exterior angles. Did a little bit of practice on that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to work through the whole homework assignment briefly. I'm going to kind of move quickly. If anybody needs the video to be paused or backed up a little bit, please just ask. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another short assignment, and then I'm going to work through that real quick. And then I'm going to give you something to work on, and then there's an answer key to that. So hopefully this makes sense. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The problems in the book started with number 17, and 17 and 18 had the same direction. It said find the sum of the interior and the measure of the find the sum of the interior angles and the measure of each for the regular polygons. Now, these are regular polygons, meaning all the sides are the same length and all the angles are the same size. So this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sides. Okay, so again, to figure out the sum of the interior angles, I do my n minus 2 times 180, and then I plug in 10, because that's my number of sides, times 180. So therefore, that's 8 times 180, which is, I believe, 1440. So that's the sum of all the interior angles. And then if I want to know how big any given angle is, and they're all the same size because it's a regular polygon, well, then I take that 1440 and I have to divide it among the 10 angles, which gives me 144 degrees. Okay, number 18 is virtually identical, except it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides, which is terrible. I'm sorry, but 7 sides, it just doesn't divide nicely at all. So you go 7 minus 2 times 180. That gives you 5 times 180, which is a nice clean number. It's 900. And so that's the sum, so that's really nice. But then you have to go 900 divided by 7, and that's just ugly. 900 divided by 7 ends up being what, like 120 something? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's actually appropriate if you put 900 sevenths. That's a fraction that cannot be reduced. 900 sevenths degree, or I don't have a calculator in front of me, but I think it's about what, like 122 and something like that. Anyway, either answer is acceptable. All right, let's move on. Number 19, how many sides does a regular polygon have if the measure of each interior angle is 160? Now, this problem, I had a lot of people guessing on this and they're grabbing a calculator and going, okay, well, would this work or would this work? But what I need you to do is I need you to picture, if you're doing this one, picture that you can only see part of this polygon, and this thing continues up there and I can't see it. And all I know is that one of the interior angles is 160 degrees. Well, that would mean that an exterior angle, because those two have to be supplementary, would have to be 20 degrees. So therefore, every exterior angle would be 20 degrees. And I know the exterior angles always add up to be 360. See, the interior angles always have to use this formula, this n minus 2 times 180. But the exterior angles always sum 360 no matter how many sides it has. So I just take my 360 degrees and I divide it and say, how many 20-degree angles in there or are in there? And the answer is 18. And so for number 19, the answer is it has 18 sides. Okay. Number 20 says, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon with 72 sides? And so again, we're talking about exterior angles. We know the exterior angles sum 360. We're dividing it among 72 sides. And you just go, okay, so 72 goes into 360 how many times? 5 degrees. So those would be these little sliver of angles. Number 21, how many sides does a regular polygon with an exterior angle measure of 60 degrees. So still same thing, but this one, it tells me, I guess I don't need that, because it's really the exact same thing as number 20. It's telling you, number 20, it's telling you the number of sides and it wants the angle. This one, it's telling you the angle and we want the sides. So we take 360, we go, how many 60-degree angles in there are there? And it's 6. That would be a 6-sided figure, a regular hexagon. All right, moving on. Number 22, that is a quadrilateral. It's got 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. It's very irregular. It's not irregular. It's irregular. All the sides are different. All the angles look pretty different. And so what we're going to do with that is we've got to go ahead and figure out what can we figure out. Now, notice all of the algebraic expressions are on the exterior angles. And then there's one right here that we don't know. We don't have an algebraic expression on. But they're all on the exterior angles. And the exterior angles always add up to be 360. And this one that we don't know, well, that's got to be 90 because inside is a 90-degree angle, so outside would be a 90. So therefore, we know that the sum of those 4 angles, 2x minus 24 plus x plus 14 plus x plus 90, all have to equal 360. And you can just combine. You get 2x, x, and x, which give me 4x. Negative 24 and positive 14 would be negative 10. So you get negative 10 plus 90 would be plus 80 equals 360. Subtract the 80 from both sides. You get 4x is equal to what? I think 280. So therefore, divide that by 4, and x is 70. Not really 70 degrees, but just 70. And you can plug that back in. Okay, because it also says what is the measure of each exterior angle. So I got to plug that 70 back in. So like when it comes to the 2x minus 24, well, 2 times 70 is 140 minus 24. 140 minus 24 is 116. And so that would be the measure of that angle right there. Okay, the next one. Let's see. Let's try to do this a little more orderly. Get that out of the... Oh, that joined it. Anyway, I'll deal with that. We got x plus 14, so we know that's going to be 70 plus 14, so that's going to be 84. So we have a 116, we have an 84-degree angle, and the other one is just x. And x is 70, so we know that's 70 degrees, okay? That's a pretty simple problem. A little bit more involved, but pretty simple. Okay, let's take a look at 23 and 24. These problems are virtually identical. Both of them, we have to find the value of x, and then we want to find the measure of each angle. These are all interior angles. So with interior angles, we're using that n minus 2 times 180. And that gives us the sum. We're going to have to add up that whole mess, set it equal to that, and figure out what x is and figure out what the angles are. Okay, so with these, you can add them vertically if that helps. You could say 4x minus 80, 2x plus 50, 2x plus 50, and 4x minus 80. Now notice all of the ones on the other side are the exact same. And so really I could find the sum of this and then just double it. So negative 80 plus 50 is negative 30, plus 50 more is positive 20, minus 80 is going to be minus 60. And then 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 8, plus 4 more is 12x. So that's the total of one side. And if I take this and multiply it times 2, I get 24x minus 120. I have to distribute. So 24x minus 120. So that is the total of all of those interior angles. Now I got to count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 8 sides. So I say 8 minus 2 times 180. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 times 180 is 1080. So that's the total. So I've got to set these two things equal to each other. So I say 24x minus 120 equals 1080. Bump the 120 to the other side, and you get 24x is equal to 1200. So therefore, x is equal to 50. All right. Now I have the 50. And the good news is there's really only 2 angles. I don't know. Hopefully everybody saw that. There's only 2 angles that you have to solve for because this one is the exact same as this one, same as this one, same as this one. And then this one's the same here, 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 and here. So all I really need to do is do this twice. Okay. And so let's see here. You got 4x. So that's 4 times 50 minus 80. Well, 4 times 50 is 200. Minus 80 is 120. So that's what that angle, that angle, that angle, and that angle are. They're all 120. Okay, and for the other angle, you get 2x plus 50, and x is 50, so you get 2 times 50 plus 50. So that one gives me 100 plus 50 is 150. And so 150 is going to be the measure of that angle, that one up there, and that one down there. Okay? All right, now let's do 24. Let me get rid of all this. Okay. Boom. All right. So let's look at 24. 24, a little bit of different setup, but still the same. I'm not sure why they gave us these, symmetrical angles and all that kind of stuff. This one, same thing. It's got the 3x minus 20 in 4 spots. And it's got the 4x in 2 spots. And so you can actually do that if that makes it easier for you. You could kind of go, well, I've got 4 3x minus 20s plus 2 4x's, and I set that equal to my total. Now we got to check and see how many sides does it have. If it's got 6 angles, it's got to have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we go, okay, n minus 2 times 180 is equal to 6 minus 2 times 180, which is 4 times 180, which is 720. And that number goes right here. Now you can distribute this 4 and this 2, and you get 12x minus 80 plus 8x equals 720. Okay, add the x's. 20x minus 80 equals 720. Add the 80 to both sides. 20x is equal to 800. Divide by 20, and x is 40. Okay, and if x is 40, all I have to do is solve for 2 angles. All right, and that's pretty simple. Okay, and so you have 3 times 40 minus 20, and 3 times 40 is 120 minus 20, and so that's going to be 100. So 100 degrees is a measure of that angle, this one, and this one. And then you have 4x, so that's 4 times 40, which is just 160. So that's the measure of this one and this one. All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. That was pretty simple. Hopefully you don't have any questions because I can't answer them, but hopefully working through this made sense. What we're going to do is we're going to pause the video right here, and I'm going to have you work on this worksheet that's not going to take any time. It's a full page, but there's just not a whole lot to it. It's really quick. I expect it to probably take you about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes around there. And so we'll just go ahead and pause the video, and you're going to work on this worksheet that's called Practice 3-4, okay? Practice 3-4. That's what we're going to work on. And then in just a second, when you all are most of you are done with it, then you unpause the video and I'll work through those. So I'll see you in a few. All right. If we're unpausing the video right now, it means that you're ready to take a look at this stuff. Otherwise, keep it paused again. All right, let's talk about this. This is really simple. These first 3, these are all supposed to be regular polygons. Okay, so regular polygons, I think the easiest way to do this is start with the exterior and then go to the interior. We know the exterior always add up to be 360. So we divide that among the 3 sides and we get 120. And that's got to be x. And then we just have to go, well, what's supplementary to that? Well, 180 minus 120, well, that's 60 degrees. So that's what y has to be, because an interior and an exterior angle have to be supplementary. Okay, this next one, 7-sided. Boo. Okay, and so we got to go 360 divided by 7, which is what, 51 ... something, and so, or you could say it's 367ths, and that's what that angle is. If you approximate it, it's something like this, or it's this. Okay. And then the next one, number 3. Again, I'm going to start with the exterior angle and go, that thing's got 5 sides. So I'm going to take 360 divided by 5, and I get 72. So B has to be 72 degrees. And then to figure out A, I just take 180, subtract 72, and I get 108. That's what A has to be. Okay. Right there. And this one's right there. All right. The next set. These were straightforward. There's no major algebra. There's no major figuring. All these are irregular polygons. And so it's all about using the n minus 2 times the 180, where your n is your number of sides, and just totaling it and figuring out what's left. And so this is really straightforward. So I'm guessing you probably flew right through these. So I'm going to try to move quickly. Okay, for this first one right here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 is 540. I know my total is 540. My angles that I'm given, 91 and 160 is 251, 100 more is 351, 80 more is 431. So I take 431, subtract it, and I get 109. And so that's got to be my x. All right. This next one, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 is 720. So then I got to total up what I have. And I've got 90 and 130 give me 220. Plus 150 more gives me 370. And then plus 93 gives me 463. Plus 124 gives me 587, I believe. I was doing that. I think it's 587, which would leave me with an angle of 133 degrees. That's what I'm saying x is. If I made a small mistake on that one, I'm sorry. Next one's got 4 sides. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 180 is 360. So my total has got to be 360. But I've got 48 and 71, which is 119, plus another 112, which is going to be 231, which leaves me with 129. So x has got to be 129. This next one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 is 540. My total has got to be 540. 130 is 260. Plus 97 would be 357. Plus 54 would be 411. And so that leaves me with 129. That's a popular number. We've seen that before. Okay. Oh, right there. All right. Next one, triangle. Triangle is easy. Add up to be 180 degrees. Okay, and then this one's a 90-degree angle, so you can already take 90 from it, knowing that the other two angles must add up to be 90. So you can just take 43, excuse me, you take 43 from 90, you're left with 47, and that's what x has got to be. And the last one has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 times 180 is 900. So they got a total 900. So 110 and 135 is 245. Plus 147 is going to be 392. Plus 128 is going to be 520. Plus 118 is going to be 638. And 638 plus 135 is going to be 775. I like that keyboard jumping out made me lose track of what numbers I was on. I think it was 775. And if it's 775, then the remaining should be 125. I may have made a mistake on that one. Sorry, but I'm going to keep moving. All right. 10 and 11 say, hey, if you had a 12-sided figure, what would the exterior angle be? And that one's easy. You go 360 divided by 12 would give me a 30-degree exterior angle. And then to find the interior angle, you just take 180, subtract the 30 degrees, and you get 150. Each interior angle of a 12-sided regular polygon would be 150. The next three gave you an interior angle and is asking, hey, how many sides you got? And so all you have to do is you got to find the exterior angle. Okay, so you go 180 minus 120 would give me 60. And then you just say, how many 60s are there in 360? And the answer is 6. So it'd be 6 sides. Okay, next one, you take 180, subtract 108, equals 72. Again, take 360, divided by 72, and you get 5 sides. Okay, 135, again, take 180 minus 135. That gives you 45. You go, how many 45s are in 360? And the answer is there's 8. So it's 8 sides. All right, home stretch. Okay, here we've got this this picture, and we're supposed to say, hey, is there a quadrilateral in that picture? And it says name it, but it's not talking about trapezoid, isosceles, trapezoid, rhombus, or any of that stuff. It just says name it. So the name is the letters. So it's right here. That thing right here has 4 sides. So you say quadrilateral, you know, I'm going to start with the B and say quadrilateral BEDC. But you could have gone any way around. You could have said quadrilateral DCBE or whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, then it asks for an exterior angle. Okay, and I see an exterior angle right here. So that would, you can't say angle A. There's too much going on in angle A. So I would say exterior angle, what, FAE or EAF. Both of those are acceptable. Okay, and then a pair of supplementary angles. Well, this angle and this angle are supplementary. Those two back up to each other, there and there, back up to each other. So those would be my 2 supplementary angles, which would be angle FAE and angle EAB. That would be my pair of supplementary angles. Okay, and then my pentagon. Well, now you have to add this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So it'd be pentagon A, B, C, D, E. Pretty simple. And the very last problem on the page says, hey, you get an exterior angle with a measure of 18 degrees. How many sides it got? Well, you take 360, you go, how many 18-degree angles would there be in 360? The answer is 20. 20 sides. Okay, excuse me. Hopefully all that works well for you. Excuse me. And you feel good about everything. This stuff's really straightforward. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to work basically on a practice quiz. And then I have an answer key for you once you guys are done. And then I got a second practice quiz. And we're going to take a quiz next time we see each other on Friday. All right? Great. Thank you very much.